Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Robocraft with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome back to the Enter the Shred Zone update. Now, off camera, I've been a little bit busy going into several different game modes, Team Deathmatch, Elimination, testing out the new weapon on several different bot types, and of course, testing out the EMP module itself. Well, this robot no longer has the EMP module, and I'll get into that in just a moment. So, I've also recorded a little bit of Team Deathmatch AI with a medic, just so I could see how the enemy AI actually did, how they functioned, and anything I could pick up on in terms of how they were programmed to act in certain situations. And during this, I also took the liberty of using the EMP module as many times as possible. I was using the robot all the way over here. This isn't my design, it's a design which I took from the factory, the Armageddon Mark 6, which I think is still in the factory, in case you would like to go and buy it, so full credit to the creator there. And, well, I was just spamming EMP over and over again, just to show how it actually looks when it hits a target. I originally wanted to show footage from a normal match, but actually hitting a target with EMP and getting the footage of it hitting can be a little bit difficult. It's definitely an effective zone denier, but will it ever actually hit the target? It can, but not very visually obvious. It's very difficult to get that on camera, so I'll be showing off that just now, actually showing off how it looks when it hits a target, and then we'll get straight into a team deathmatch to showcase the AI and to mess around with the new gun on a more easy to hit target, just to showcase the actual damage done. So I'll be back in a second. So, after testing out the EMP and the Chain Shredder on various robot types, being hovers, mechs, and even a helicopter for the Chain Shredder, I've came to several conclusions, mostly about the EMP. The Chain Shredder, I don't think is a bad weapon, I really don't, but it definitely doesn't suit my playstyle. It's a weapon which, if you're using it really well and are in a really good situation, can guarantee you the victory. It can do so much damage over a short period of time, if you've already charged it up, that you can just obliterate enemies and ultimately be victorious. But with that comes the negative points of it. If you are taken by surprise, if you do not prepare for the battle, even in close range, because of that charge-up time, it becomes a weapon which is more of an hindrance. Unlike the shotgun, which you can just instantly fire, even if you're surprised in close quarters, this weapon you need to be the one who has planned the attack, and then at medium to long range, the damage is pretty much nothing. Now, later on this video, I will be doing a battle arena, I think it bears mentioning, and I did find out that against crystals, this weapon is just amazing. Even at low overclock rates, you can just shred the crystals and very quickly destroy seams and thus get the upper hand in battles. I feel like it doesn't work well with modules, even though the power module is fantastic with it, just because having a backup weapon like the laser or a plasma, I feel personally is a better alternative because of how situational the weapon is, and having just one of them doesn't feel like it's really worth it even for the damage, losing those 4 shots per second. Now, for the EMP, I desperately try to like this weapon. I actually do get some footage of a real-life EMP going off and hitting myself later on in this video, spoiler, but in practice I found it was a good zone denier, but never really hit a target that wasn't on already very low health. It's very easy to dodge, and again, if you've already got the upper hand, you can perhaps pin a target, but I am yet to see it really swing the battle, and out of about 10 battles I've done, I don't feel that's personally good enough. But with the zone denial, at least in Team Deathmatch, I have seen some quite good plays, which has led to a bit of an upper hand. So, if you are working with a team, and you have voice comms, or just in a platoon in general, knowing what you're meant to be doing, you can definitely take advantage of these moments. Like the disc shield, it's going to be a module which is really good in platoons, and occasionally fantastic, even if you're only playing on your own, but definitely very difficult to use very effectively. Which is basically both of these new additions, isn't it? So here we go then into the AI Team Deathmatch. So I've decided to use the power module purely because the longer you can fire at maximum fire rate, the more efficient these guns are. So the idea is, with an extra 20% energy regen, these must be pretty decent, or at least a little bit better than I've found them so far. Let's see just how that is. Now, when it comes to the AI, I'm not sure if I just mentioned it in the time-lapse, they seem to be quite passive if you don't actually attack them. And even when you do, they do have a tendency to go towards the other AI rather than try to go for you. So let's try and focus on them while we've got our group with us and not just when we're on our own. Now here's a bit of a problem. Our AI here are about to die, so let's see if we can just get this kill before we run away. Would be lovely if we did. They are now pretty good at actually stripping components. It's a weird thing I've noticed, but they do seem to actively target components. I'm not sure if that's just me thinking they are actually doing that, or if they are actually doing that, but it is something I've noticed in my testing. Here we are. Also, if you're playing a medic, they never seem to target you. It's really bizarre. I think perhaps they register aggression as well a little bit more. Perhaps I'm thinking a little bit too much into it, but that's kind of what I've found so far. There we are, one more killed. Just wait for my energy bar to regenerate fully to get a nice efficient attack, otherwise I'm just not going to kill this guy. There we go. Also, I have actually lost some AI team deathmatches. Really bizarre, but honestly, it kind of depends on what bots get on your team. You can have multiples of the same bot, and some of them are a lot better than the others, both being controlled, and both in this kind of brawling fight, which I always end up in. And because of that, if you get very unlucky, you can just outright lose a battle. Though it doesn't really help. I am kind of using a weapon which is more focused around very short bursts of damage rather than consistent high damage which can really carry the group. Or the AI Legion, I suppose. Definitely prefer it with the power module though, definitely getting a lot more damage out of it. There we are, and you're gone. What I feel like so far is the weapon is just too easy to play around. It really is, at least in regular matches. I've probably already mentioned this, but that's certainly how I feel. And the power module has been destroyed. That's great. Shouldn't have let go of the mouse there. Had a few more seconds of wind up. Possibly could have killed him then, honestly. A lot of his components are now very easy to knock off, but I'm now on no power. And actually, just waiting for the regen is probably the better idea here. If you have the chance to go back and recharge, try to do so, because honestly, if you're not at full power, then, well, you're not really getting much damage out of the weapons. So let's wait for our power module to load as well, so we have a bit of regen whilst we're firing. There we go. And now we'll help out again. Definitely better with the power module, 100%. Not only am I charging up faster, but definitely lasting a little bit longer at maximum fire rate. I can actually see myself possibly using it with the power module, but without the power module, I want to like them. I really do, but in their current state, they are very satisfying. Sometimes they can be incredibly satisfying. You'll get the odd moment of glory where you run in, the enemy is distracted, and you get to full fire rate, and you just do this. And there's just blocks flying absolutely everywhere, and you can carve into the enemy robot. The entire enemy robot simply vanishes in front of the chain shredders. That does happen. Just not often enough, especially in elimination, where long-range weapons or sneaky weapons like Tesla tend to dominate quite a bit. Charge up a little bit, since it's not really doing any damage, honestly, when you're not at maximum fire rate anyway. And let's split this by half. There it goes. And goodbye. So, my overall verdict, I think, which again, I've probably already mentioned in the time-lapse, but I'll just mention it again. In the montage, I guess, because it's not going to be sped up, it's a fun weapon. It's just too demanding on CPU, even if you only use one of them. And it's too easily countered in all the game modes I normally play. Of course, I am excluding Battle Arena. I have not tested out these weapons against crystals. And now I've said that, I kind of want to test these weapons out against crystals. So, maybe we'll do that afterwards. You know what, that's what we'll do. We'll add a Battle Arena to this video so that we can test out just how well these guns do against the protonium crystals at the towers and such. Though at the same time, I don't think I'll be really too happy actually bringing this into Battle Arena, since I'm not good at Battle Arena anyway. So to use a weapon I'm not confident with, well, it can go a bit bad. Can one of you lovely bots get the last kill for me? That'd be great. Yeah, I'm top. With 20,000, well, a bit of a damage, a bit of a damage boost there. That's another thing I've noticed. The AI rails are very inaccurate. They're the only weapon where I honestly feel like the AI aren't using them properly. It's not even a matter of not leading your targets, which by the way they don't, so if you're playing a flyer, you'll almost never get hit by any weapon unless you're going directly towards them. But it's a matter of the rails just fire around the target sometimes. It's like, I feel like almost they're trying to lead the target. And now I wish I was on my free-to-play account. It's like they're trying to lead the target or something, but don't quite do it. I don't know what's going on there, but that is how I feel. So what we're going to do, if we're going to do Battle Arena, what we need to do is make this Battle Arena proof. And the problem is, with just short-range weapons like this, it's just going to be eaten alive, in addition to the simple fact of I would like a backup weapon. I would like an off weapon like lasers or... Honestly, yeah, just lasers. Let's see, laser disintegrator. If we remove the power module, which is a real shame in my opinion, since the power module does feel like it fits these weapons so well, we could perhaps try and go for... What's the maximum fire rate of these? It's 5 or 6, isn't it? It's 4, actually. So, yeah, we could definitely go for 4 of these pretty easily, I imagine. If we just remove some of these. This poor robot. Please don't try and design a robot like this one. It's so not good. It really is. It's been aged and warped by countless updates. When I first built it, when I first converted it from the Titan, it was actually a really good robot. But that was so long ago. What are you clipping into? It's hard to tell when everything's red. Okay, these. Okay, so we have lasers then. So we're a laser mech. In all real ways then. And let's add a groin laser if we can. There we are. We have a groin laser. That makes us extremely powerful. Not the best placement, but at least now I'm somewhat confident we can do a bit of mid-range combat if we are stuck in there. So let's have a quick go then of Battle Arena just to see how well the Chain Shredder does against towers. Well then, here we go. Let's go straight for the tower. Now, of course, I still don't have a hover because I completely forgot about adding that, so I still have pretty much no control when it comes to actually jumping. Also, I am never going to reach that in time to do damage to the crystals. Okay. And, yeah, it seemed to do a fair bit of damage. Admittedly, I did use up 50% of my power there, but even so. Will these guys continue to go this way? Yes, they will. Okay, then. I'm going to lag behind quite a bit, and you're both going up top, apparently. And this tower has been captured, so there will be enemies coming our way. Let's swap over to the laser so we can do a bit of mid-range damage before we close in the gap. Oh, there's the EMP. That looks really cool in red, by the way. Really cool in red. It's a very important thing to know that. And not only kill it, but at least do better damage. And it's going for lasers. He was going for the Chain Shredder, which I'm absolutely fine with. Of course, it makes sense, since there's a big chunk of my health. Okay, stopped his healing. Can we do it again? Yes, we can. And now we can do the Chain Shredder on the tower. There's the seam. Yeah, very good damage, actually. Of course, I wasn't on maximum power there, so please bear that in mind. Just wait for us to charge up again. I mean, realistically, this does a massive amount of damage per second, so it should just destroy the tower, really. And here we go again. Yeah, look at that. That just melted in front of the Chain Shredder. Oh, I'm actually going to be hit by a... No, I'm not. Oh, yes, I am! First time! That is the first time being hit by an EMP since the start of the update. The start of the update, the implication of that. Wow, my speech at the moment, so sorry about that. Since the update was implemented, there we go, that's what I wanted to say. I legitimately haven't been hit by one before then. Oh, look at you hiding in your little bubble. I'm going to slowly waddle my way over here. This bot really isn't suited for Battle Arena, it's too slow. That's amazing. I haven't seen anyone get hit by EMP, at least on footage, the whole time recording. And then this one battle starts, and well, Everyone gets hit by EMP! Wow, Mega Shields do not last long against the Chain Shredder. That was pretty lovely, actually. That was pretty lovely. Going to go for the kill. Really should be going for the tower, but I really want that kill. Thank you very much. Bit of overclocking for me, and we can duck behind here. Oh, look! Someone's lagging. Oh, that's fair. Thanks, Free Jam. That's lovely. That hover there's lagging like hell. Look, he's missing targets, but he's actually counting as hitting them. Should have jumped back up that cliff and just killed him, honestly, since he was going to hurt me anyway, but obviously I didn't know he was lagging. I was going to jump behind the cliff, get full power back. I'm not sure if I actually had full power or not, and then use the Chain Shredder to absolutely obliterate him when he came over. Yeah. You know, now I'm having a battle with the lasers. I mean, I did have a couple of battles with Plasma as a backup. I feel like lasers might do a better backup. Since you're going to be trying to close the gap anyway, having a more consistent power consumption weapon might be a better idea. Also, again, with power module and backup weapon though, especially if you're going to go with two of the Chain Shredder, which is definitely the most optimal setup. With its weird power regen always being the same, sorry, power use always being the same, no matter the fire rate. Can we get another hit, please? No, we can't. Oh, yes, we can. Excellent. Aha! 2 hits from that. So, the shots from the Chain Shredder are 11,000 each, which I believe is lower than the laser, or similar to the laser. Either way, far more power used.
Your middle fusion tower is under attack.
There we go, fully charged, and obliterated. This has been a fantastic battle to showcase how good the Chain Shredder can be. Wow, and I was probably so down on it in the montage segment. I think the best way to say is it's inconsistent. And maybe it's actually better in Battle Arena. Oh, look at that! Okay, definitely good at destroying towers in Battle Arena. We have now established this. Don't know why I started using my Chain Shredder there, just kind of a default response now. That's an ally, not an enemy. Don't try and spot him, Lathrix. It won't really do all that much. Get an assist on him, hopefully. Or kill steal. One of the two. Is that laggy hover? Yeah, it is. Well, hopefully he hasn't saw me, because he'll be doing damage from across the map. Look, he's still firing where that guy is. How Free Jam handles... So not Free Jam. How the servers in Robocraft handle laggy players is just unbelievably poor. It really is. It seems like every time I play I get a showcase of it. Okay, we did pretty darn well there, honestly. Second place, very close to first. So, how do I feel about Chain Shredders in Battle Arena? I feel like, as well, though, to be fair, the enemy team were quite weak. The enemy team were crushed by our team. Having that laggy player certainly didn't help them. It really, really didn't. It was a massive hindrance. And, I feel like the Chain Shredder is a win more kind of weapon. If you are already doing well in a good position, the Chain Shredder will guarantee, or at least very much push the victory, will very much push a easy kill in close quarters, if you're already winning that fight. Whereas the lasers are an all-round weapon, which can do very well in close quarters, not quite as well as that at full charge, but even so, has the potential of doing as well as the Chain Shredder in far more situations. So it's a very situational weapon. It's a weapon that takes a lot of getting used to play well. I know I certainly haven't yet, and I feel like could do well, but not in my kind of playstyle. I prefer the lasers massively, and as we've just seen, against towers and stuff, it can give you a very quick burst to destroy a seam. To destroy a seam on the main reactor, or to destroy a seam on the tower. It just melts the crystals, so definitely good there as well. But that's my final verdict, I think. I probably already spoke about the EMP and the gun in the time-lapse bit, so yeah, that's my final verdict. Good, could be better, B-. Thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed the video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Robocraft is a series you wish to see continued in the future. And just to make sure everyone knows, these are my opinions at the moment, and the weapons are currently under evaluation by FreeJam and likely will be rebalanced soon anyway, since there have been so many people complaining about the Chain Shredder being very underpowered. Though I don't really feel like that, it may very well change in the not so distant future. Thank you again, and goodbye.